Hey, TJ, how's it going? Good morning, Brenda. TJ. Joel's here. Welcome, everybody. Snowflakes are falling up here again. Thank you, Mr. Groundhog, for thinking of us.
No flakes are falling on your head.
Yep. How you
Morning,
doing
guys.
today, Joe?
Lance, what's up? Ball.
You
Hey,
feeling
Paul. Hey, Joe.
Brenda, Joe, TJ, Russ. Hey, what y'all doing? What y'all doing, man? What y'all doing?
are you feeling better today, Joe?
No, my sinus is still acting up.
Uh,
I went to
Has it
bed
moved to
last
your
night at
head?
9:30.
is it what?
Has it moved to your head?
What do you mean, but move my head?
Has it moved? Has the sickness moved into your facial area?
Why? Because I look terrible?
Because it's killing us.
It's in my face, okay? I
So,
know you're
Lance, where are
messing
you
with me
headed to
because I know I
school?
look good.
Heading to work. I'm. I've got to get ready. I've got three new classes. From last semester, so I've got new kids. So I just
Ah,
want to be solid when they. I had them yesterday, and I'll have second day today. So I just want to make sure that I have them.
well, how long? How many days did it take you to train them?
About a week. So it'll be this whole week that I kind of they kind of get the drill.
Well, then school goes for you until when?
June 17th.
17th of June. That's when here the used to school used to go until the middle of June, but the other places got out of school at the end of May.
Yeah, and do you know if those were private schools that got out in May?
Yes.
Yeah, the private schools usually do up here as well.
Yeah, like St. Mary's and that kind of stuff, they get out in May.
Yeah. They don't have the same restrictions. We have to go to school 183 days. Private schools don't have that I don't know how many, they can go 150 if they wanted to. You guys gonna watch the Super Bowl?
Maybe.
Yeah, probably, but you know, I'm not. I enjoy football, but you know, it's more show than go.
Commercials are always fun.
I don't have a dog in the hunt, so I don't know.
So you're rooting for who? East Coast?
Who, me?
No, Lance.
Oh yeah, yeah. I want the Patriots to win.
There you go.
Not.
I thought you were a Patriots person.
Yeah.
Have the Seahawks ever won the pennant?
Yeah. They won it. They beat Denver 43-8 back in
Wow.
2014.
Not gonna be that big, but it's gonna be big.
Then they lost
Like
to New England
25 years ago.
2014, only 11 years ago.
Today is 2026.
Yeah.
12 years. 12. It'll be 11 years ago. 12 years ago. Then they turn around and lost to the Patriots, huh?
Yeah. They passed the ball on the 1 yard line.
Yeah, I remember that.
Threw the interception. If they would have ran Marshawn, we would have won the game and won 2 Super Bowls in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, but he was interfered with. They should have called a flag.
Yeah.
Because the defender has every right to the ball as a receiver, but he can't run through the defender. I mean the receiver. And he ran through the receiver. Because he not glinched back before the ball even got there.
Joe, you're the host because I got to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
I took my pills.
You just took him a couple of days ago.
No, I haven't taken those pills in about 2 weeks.
You took him a couple of days ago, Paul.
Good morning, everyone in the chat. I can't see anybody, but
It's a rumbling, Joe.
DMI.
Yep. Yeah, it might have been last Friday he took him. Because he's running back and forth, he said. He said he took him then. But anybody want a dog? I'll give you 3 of them.
Throw it in the Mavic 3 box along with the Mavic 3, and I'll take all 3 of them.
Donald. Morning, Donald.
Good morning.
You sound subdued this morning.
Yeah, I'm not feeling it.
I've been like that for about a week now. Sucks.
I had a piece of pumpkin pie for breakfast, and I don't know if it was just having sugar. I don't normally eat breakfast. I don't know if it's that, but I'm just feeling queasy.
Yeah, could be the sugar.
It's just, it's like I could call in sick today, but my boss called in sick yesterday, and it'd be like I was playing copycat.
If you're sick, you're sick, you know. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm sick. I just don't know if it's if I'm actually sick or if it's because I ate something. Actually, I didn't even finish the piece of pie that I had, which pumpkin pie. I'll usually finish pumpkin pie.
Yeah, I'm a sucker for pecan pie and pumpkin pie. I used to go in Walmart, and Walmart had the little bitty one for like 75 cents, 50
Mhm.
cents. Every time I went there, I bought about 3 of each.
I like pecan pie. Pumpkin pie is my favorite. Never was a fan of sweet potato pie. A lot of people think that pumpkin pie and sweet potato pie are basically the same thing, but
Ooh.
sweet potato pie has always felt grainier to me. I don't know,
Uh-huh.
it's something about the texture. I prefer pumpkin pie.
Yeah, but that's what they had. They had sweet potato and they had and the pecan, the little ones. And I used to get the sweet potato all the time. I used to get the pecan all the time. And that would be my breakfast some morning. And that's why I gained so much weight. Now I don't even want it. I look at it when I go with my brothers and they have pecan pie all the time. And I go over there, look at it. I put a little bit on a piece of an end of a spoon, and I'll eat that, and I'll be good, just to get the taste.
Mhm. I used to do that at work. They would bring in donuts and stuff or some sort of dessert that had up in the kitchen. And I'd walk up and I'd look at it. I'd just think about how good it would taste. And then I'd be like, okay, fill up my coffee, walk back to the back.
Yep. That's all it takes sometimes, just to
Because
taste, you know.
you know if you start, you're gonna keep
Mhm.
on. So it's like one of the things like that would taste really good. I know what it tastes like. All
I
right.
got a, I got a can of those Danish cookies over there, and I love those cookies. And that since Christmas time, and I think I've eaten 8 of them, 8 cookies out of it. Because 4 cookies is 170 calories. And I think I've eaten 4 cookies twice since Christmas out of that can. And it's just because I didn't know what I wanted. Like this morning, I wanted to make some cream of wheat, and I didn't feel like it. And then I said, well, I'll just eat some cereal. I don't feel like cereal. It's like, and that's how it's been. And then I'll think about the cookies. Like, well, I'll just eat 4 cookies just to get something so I can take my medicine. 'Cause if I take my medicine and I don't eat, I'm in trouble.
Uh,
But, oh, stop barking. Stop.
I was
It's
doing
2 of
this.
y'all against that one. Y'all beat up on a bitch.
I was doing these prints for Sarah last night.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning. There was so much filament shit all over my desk because it
Wow.
overflowed the basket because it was doing all these color changes,
Yeah.
and it overflowed the basket. And there was this massive pile on my desk. I was like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
Couldn't
it's
really
it's
stick 'em.
bad when the purge comes out and it jams up or something, and it gets to the point where it can't fill it anymore. It just go everywhere.
Well, this was just for filament change, but it went overflowed the basket I had on there.
Uh-huh. They just had like a little basket on the side, huh?
Yeah, I got a little basket I printed out that it collects it, that hangs
Yeah, I've
on my
got a
chain.
thing that goes around the back. It comes out the back, and let's see. Yeah, it's
I
jammed
would have
up right
printed
now.
a more stationary one, but I just don't have the room on my desk.
Yeah. And mine goes from the back, and it snaps. It's being held on by the legs, but it goes around like a L shape
Uh-huh.
and comes back out of front, so I can just pick it up and dump it and put it back.
Yeah, let me show you here. I have a picture of it. Let's see.
Shh, shh. I see her there. I understand. Just go. If she beat up on you, Loki help you. 2 against 1. Quit being mean. God darn it.
Yeah, right here. See, this is the basket I printed right here.
Yeah,
And then I printed this extra support here for the
right.
golden tubes. Got a glue stick holder, and then I fixed that cap that broke on there.
What, the cap broke on the time on the way in?
Yeah, that was because Al had this like big handle cap on there,
Yeah,
like picking the machine up, but I don't plan on moving it around a bunch, so I just printed a flat cap for it,
right.
and I just made everything all the same color. So
Pretty cool.
I did have the other basket I printed, but it was sticking out past the machine, so I wanted one that kind of went up underneath.
Oh, man. I almost didn't even get up this morning. Almost went back to bed. One thing good when I go back to sleep like that, I don't have to listen to my dogs barking. They go to sleep too.
Shit, I woke up 15 minutes before my alarm went off this morning. I was wide awake and I look over at my phone. I only had 15 minutes, so I was like, "Ah, fuck it, I'm just gonna get up."
Yeah.
I got ready 15 minutes earlier. Oh, I gotta turn up to that paper while I'm sitting here. Forget.
Gotta remember to pay the rent today.
Gotta fill out a leave form so I can get my 3 days of pay I was out last. Forgot to do that.
With the check looking at me, so I know I gotta walk over there and pay him.
Incident report.
Make sure everything hit the bank right. Tina, I'm gonna throw something at you in a minute. Okay.
I got a leave form in here somewhere.
Got a bill that's supposed to come out on the 5th of every month. Sucker came out on the 1st this month. I'm about to call him up and bitch with him. Glad I had money in that account.
Oh, they pulled it out early.
Yeah, it's supposed to go out the 5th. Schedule every month on the 5th. It came out the 1st.
And I know I got a leave form in here somewhere.
Bullshit, you know what I mean? What are you balking about? Is she in your way? So let me tell you what she's doing. She's laying in the hallway. Because I got food there, right when you go down the hallway. She's not only not letting them go down the hallway to the food, but she's laying next to the ball so Loki can't play. And she's daring him to come over there. She's just sitting there looking at him like, come on, I dare you. And if they start walking towards her, she shows her teeth. I'm gonna throw something at you. Come here.
Ah, here we go.
Oh,
Why did she say that at the end?
what's the matter, Lance? What? Lord, I hope when Paul comes back, he don't tell us how his session went. He's putting, hello, friends, still in the bathroom. Hope he washes his hands on the phone, too.
I don't know how to fill this fucking format. I've never filled one of these out.
It's foggy here. I was going to try to fly, but I don't think I'm going to.
It look cool. I would say it would look cool above the fog, but that would be illegal.
Yep.
You don't want to do that anyway. I mean, some of them drones will freak the fuck out if you try to come back down through the fog.
Most of
So
them will.
you've officially gone down the rabbit hole, Justin, huh?
Of what?
3D printing.
I was 3D printing a few years
Doing it.
back. I just quit doing it.
Now I don't hit my dogs. I don't throw nothing at my dogs except for the ball, right? I took like I was gonna take my shoe off, and so I'm gonna throw it. Loki ran behind the couch and he's looking up from the other side, and Tino like busted his ass to get away from it. I throw that shoe. Hey, Brenda, you're gonna have to call Paul. You're gonna have to call him and tell him that he took his pills last week because I remember him saying that. There's no reason he should be taking them within a week. If it ate that Chinese food, it would have went right through him.
I'll be back in a sec.
They're gonna get a treat, and you're not gonna get a treat for being mean. You being mean.
I was gonna ask Sarah's mom how to fill out that fucking form, but she already left for a doctor's appointment.
Come get. Come. She's being a total bitch this morning. She's sitting over there. She won't even come get a treat. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get me a little spray water gun. And when she starts doing that, I'm gonna spray it from here.
Let me set a
Yep.
reminder.
Bump.
Ah. Tomorrow at the school, they got 6 or 8 people that are gonna do commitments for colleges that I gotta be at 1:30 in the afternoon. That's a stupid time.
Well, you gotta do headshots or something?
You sit there when they're signing the papers and take pictures with their parents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the football team is bunch of idiots because they get the. I'm gonna bring a little wide angle lens tomorrow to help with everything else.
Like,
Because-
you sitting there taking headshots. Are you ready to go into extreme debt for the next 30 years? Let's
Yep.
get those headshots.
Yeah. So what
They
happens
hold
is
up the baseball cap of who they're signing
Yeah.
with, and kind of corny. Even senior night, my gosh, it's gotten out of hand.
yeah, it is. But they'll get the football team, right? And the guy will sign for the football team, and he'll get all his buddies, and you'll get 100 people try to get up there and get in the picture.
Yep. That's our senior night, the football players, they all walk with each, one kid will walk down and half the team will be with them, and then they run back to the other guy and they walk down with the next senior, and it's like,
That's stupid.
okay.
That's stupid.
Yeah. So there's one guy in 8 of the senior pictures who just, here's my family and friends, and, it's like a 3-page letter that the announcer's reading, and it's like, really? You get a paragraph.
Yeah. I do for senior night. They meet their parents on the field, and then they got to get off. They can't bring all that friends and stuff on there. They won't let them do it. It's the immediate family, you know. That's it. The
Yeah.
most I ever had in the picture was like 5 or 6.
Are you ready to get a 4-year master's degree in Crayola crayons? Let's do this.
Yeah.
You know, my freshman year, we had 100 freshman football players. When I graduated, we had about 15,
What's up, David?
and about 10 of them
David.
graduated. Like, I think, no, 3 of them graduated on time,
What's up,
and
Brenda,
another
Joel?
5 graduated a year later, which was me. I took me 5 years to graduate.
DJ, what's it?
You read what TJ wrote in there for you, Justin?
What?
He wants you to print him the Shrek toothpaste dispenser and send it to him, pooping the toothpaste out of his butt. Said no.
If he pays for the filament, I'll print it. But
Mhm.
you're talking about green and brown filament. I don't have any of that.
Well, that's just green. It's just one color.
No, you gotta do his clothes and stuff though too, or his eyes and all that. I don't know.
Well,
I'd
if
have
you
to
do
look
it
at a
in different
picture of
colors.
it.
But the
Yeah,
only
that-
one they show is all one color. Let me look at it. I think that's only
I
one
mean, if
color.
you
the way
wanted
it's-
it like to look really good, you would do it multicolor.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't mind printing anybody anything if they buy the filament, but I'm not buying the filament and printing it.
Well, could you print like a penis-shaped toothpaste dispenser and send it to Joe for me?
Choking, I'll send him the STL file. You can print it himself. Yeah, this is from Donald.
Well, send it to Joe, care of Mandeville High School.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see it right now. The one I saw was just basically one color.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of prints that show just as
Yeah.
one color, but like I said, if he has an outfit and all that, you'd want to put a little color in.
Yeah.
You would definitely want to do a ring of brown around the poop area. You know.
That was unpowerful. You have to say that. Especially talking with Paul, what he's doing. We'll hear enough of what Paul gonna do.
Like I said, I don't mind printing anybody anything as long as they help out with some filament because I can't afford to buy filament to print somebody something. Filaments, I mean, yeah, because I gotta buy. I'm gonna buy a bunch of filament back when I get my tax check back.
Yeah,
Kinda
check
load up on
Sunlu
some.
because suppose they have a sale at Sunlu right now. If you buy 6 rolls, you get 4 free.
Oh, I'm not gonna get my taxes back for like another month. So.
Yeah, but they've had it a couple of times now. That's a good deal.
I'll check it out when that time rolls around. But
Yeah, like $65, you get 10 rolls. That's not bad.
no, that's actually a really good deal.
That's $6.50 a roll, and normally it's about 15 a roll, isn't it?
Well,
It
it's
depends.
usually about 11 or 12 a roll, depending on what day you catch it.
It depends on what brand it is, what color it is. If it's a specialty color, but that could run you as high as $25 depending on the brand.
Let's see what they can do right now.
See, and that's where I would completely get lost. It's like, okay, what's what kind of filament do you need to print certain things? And that would be.
See, right now, let's see. Now I heard what you called last night talking about he only prints in PETG now. That's Brad.
Uh huh.
And yeah, it makes sense to only print in that. It does, because it's a lot harder, you
I
know?
mean, it's just pretty much stronger PLA at the end of the day.
Yeah. And that's $12.99 a roll right now for PETG. It's $11.49 a roll for PLA. Actually, that's PLA plus. PLA right now is, God darn it, it's $12.99 a roll in the US.
For PLA plus,
No, for PLA.
yeah, that's still not bad though.
Yeah,
I mean, you got to think too, as much as you can print with one roll. I mean, I've printed a bunch of shit, dude. I'm not even halfway through any of my rolls yet.
right.
So it's
Yeah,
not a
but
bad way to go.
they're so out on so many colors. They got roasted chestnut black, black, ceramic white, white, lemon yellow, sunny orange, transparent clear blue, and orange and yellow. That's the only color they got available right now.
Ooh.
We don't want to hear it, Paul.
You
What?
want me to give you a play-by-play? Or a
What?
wipe-by-wipe?
Remember, I'm still host. I could boot you.
Yes, you could.
The only thing you got to worry about when you're doing the printing is the main colors, the white, and the black especially. I always try to keep extra roll because you never know when you're gonna run out of it.
What?
Well, that's what I want to do. I want to load up on some filament, some basic colors, get 2 or 3 rolls of each of the basics, and then get a kind of a one roll of each different other color.
If you just do one roll backup, say red, blue, green, white, and black. That's really all you're gonna use a lot of times.
I'll be back.
You know, when you do that, you always have a backup. As soon as you go to your backup, order another one. Because I had something I was doing when I was printing this stuff to put the AMS on. I was using so much black, I had 2 backup rolls, and I was down to a quarter roll when the next roll came in, and I needed it. It took so much black. Just walk by her. Come here. She just started doing this the last few weeks, where she's just getting in a place, just becoming a total bitch. But what gets me the most is when she'll look at Loki's ball, because he always leaves it laying around, and she'll go over there and she'll lay on top of it so he can't find it. And he'll be looking for it, and she's laying on top of it. She got that some sucker covered up. Then she'll just get up, walk away, and you see the ball go rolling. That's the Chihuahua in her. Hey Justin, it would be cool. She's too old to do it now. I don't think I could train her to do it. But if I could have had the song "Ice Ice Baby," and whenever I played it, she'd run and hide. You need a link, Lance?
Yes, please.
Hold on, get it. Yeah, I got it.
Pink roll film, it's pissing me off. It keeps getting stuck.
Stuck where? Stuck
Like
what?
it's just not raveled good on the spool.
Oh yeah, oh I hate that. Oh, don't you hate that? When you got
Yeah,
a brand new
especially when you're not
spool.
home, you can't fix it.
Yeah, you got a brand new spool, and the sucker goes around 3 times, and it's wrapped wrong.
The one thing if you're home and you can fix it real quick, but when you're not home, and it's just like it just gets stuck a little bit. It's just a little tiny bit.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's wrapped wrong, it's not going anywhere. You got to cut that joker, or you. What I've learned to do is if I'm home and I hear it and I turn back and I look, I'll reach up there and cut it real quick right there and let it go by itself, and then let it run out and then put the thing back in. You know.
Well, luckily, the last couple of times I did it, somebody was home, so I called him on the phone. So just reach back there and just roll the roll a little bit
Yeah.
just towards the printer, and then it
Yeah.
like like it unclicked, like straightened out. But
Yeah, there is a heated toilet seat. You can buy one. Ed, come on. He's in. God, don't it? He said, I'm in the party. Everybody taking a shit this morning. And Murray said, "Good morning, Donald from the shitter."
why is he saying good morning, Donald, from the chat? Where the fuck is he?
He's in the shitter.
Ew, gross.
Yeah. So I said he better wash that phone off.
JD's got a heated toilet seat.
Yeah. What's up, Frank, aka Jody? That's one place my phone's off limits.
You should try it sometime. The shower's awesome.
Mhm. Hanging with JD.
Remember the soft little squishy seats toilet seats people used to have back in the day? You don't really
Yeah.
see those anymore.
I mean, we had one in my house. I remember that. A cushion. It was a heavy cushion.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one of those in anybody's bathrooms in a long time.
Yeah. I'm talking at least 35 years.
Yeah, I think that was like a 80s or 90s style toilet seat you'd see.
Yeah, 80s, late 80s. I bet you they got them. Nobody's doing them. You know?
I remember the ugly ass fucking farm looking furniture. You remember those couches? Were made out of wood and they had the farm pattern on the cushions.
Mhm.
I had
Everybody
one.
fucking
Shut
had
up.
those. Everybody had those back in the 90s. My fucking dad, a few
I
of my
had one.
uncles.
I liked them. You know, I
They're
liked the way they
ugly. I
looked.
mean, I don't know. I didn't like them. I always thought they were ugly looking.
They were cheap. You know, they were cheap, and the
I just didn't
cushions
like
were
the cushion
easy.
patterns.
Yeah, the stripes, different colors.
No. This was the one that had the farm print on it. It looked like a farm,
Oh, I didn't see
like
those.
a picture of a farm. Hold on, let me see if I can find it.
Oh, those I wouldn't know like that either. I had the ones that had the vertical stripes. Or if you turn them sideways, horizontal stripes. Right down.
These ones right here. Hold on. Yeah, show this here. Yeah, I see these in so many people's houses back in the day.
Oh, Lord help me.
And then they
I
had
never-
like this one right here. Where's it at? These were the ones that my dad, my uncles, and everybody had. They were made out of wood.
That's about ugly shit. I never seen nothing that ugly.
That's what I'm saying. Those were really popular back in the late 80s, early 90s. A lot of people had those.
That was out west. I didn't see him. I didn't see him in the south. I
I've
never
seen
saw
so
anybody
many
with one.
people with those couches.
Lord, that's ugly.
Like the couch frames themselves were really nice because they were really heavy duty real wood. But the cushions were ugly as shit.
No, capital UGLY.
And they weren't the most comfortable couches to lay on either because they had these hard, wooden armrests. So you'd have to have a
Yep.
couple pillows to be comfortable. Yeah, those were real popular back in the day. Surprised you never saw those.
Hey Donald, next time you talk to your boss early in the morning and he says, Donald, have a good day, sign out and take a day off. So I'm gonna have a good day. I'm taking a day off now.
Okay. Make sure you put it on your requested time off.
I'm gonna put that hardened steel thing in this weekend. I'm gonna have Randy show me how to do it real quick again.
What is it?
That hardened steel sprocket I got,
Oh yeah.
hog wheel, whatever you want to call it. I got a he showed me how to do it last week, but I just wanted to show it to me real quick again. Because apparently on the A1 and the A1 Mini, it's the same exact way to change it out. And it only took him like 10 seconds to pull it out. I'd rather watch him do it again real quick.
Yeah, I looked at the video on how to do mine because I've got the stuff for it now. And it's not complicated, but you got to make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. Got so many things you got to take loose.
Well, Randy, I think changed his out. He'd probably help you with that.
Yeah.
So he changed his out. I think he changed all his to hardened steel.
Yeah. But like I'm not doing anything where I need the hardened steel right now. So I've got it. Not in a hurry.
You already bought them though, right?
Oh yeah, I got
Oh
it all
shit, you
sitting
might as
right
well
here.
just replace them. They're gonna be tougher in the long run. Keep the stock ones as backups just in case.
Well, I got extra hardened steel. I bought two.
I don't know where that 2mm head is. Now that I'm thinking about the owl set, I don't remember it being in the box with the printer. I hope it wasn't down in the bottom of the box and I missed it. I gotta look back through my stuff real quick and see because I don't know where it's at. I was thinking about it last night because you asked me what size I had, and I remember Al telling me he was sending me both of them, but I don't remember there being a second head in the box. I mean, it's not a big deal. I'm not really worried about it.
Godfly said, back in the 90s, they rented a lakeside cabin for a week. Never forget the owner had hot water hooked up to the main toilet. After flushing it a few times, you let it give your ass a steam bath.
That's probably a good thing, honestly, because it probably kept the toilet nice and clean.
dissolving my LLC. $25 a file plus convenience fee.
Wow.
Well, you're getting rid of it. Why? Why not just hold on to it? Do you have to pay like a yearly thing on it or something?
No, I'm just done.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know if you were having to do that because of tax purposes or because you had to pay yearly on
No.
it or what.
Nope, I'm just done. So why keep legal entities out there available for fraud?
What do you just do it online to the court or something?
Yeah, through the Secretary of State. Close that up, then I will close
Joe,
out
I
my
think
bank
maybe I ought to
account.
behave myself, huh?
I think if it just ate that Chinese food, you wouldn't need the pills.
I'm actually surprised they don't charge a fee for a yearly business license. Have a license.
They do.
Uh,
For some, for an LLC, no, it's you have to file and stuff,
Yeah.
but uh, it'll stay open. It's basically a perennial. But to get like a business license to operate in Web City, you have to pay Web City.
One thing good about St. Tammany is that you get a sales tax license.
Mm-hmm.
That's a business license basically here, and they don't charge you for it. And it depends on what zone of St. Tammany you're in, how long it lasts.
Mm.
And where I'm at right now, it's permanent until I move. Like if the business is, I got it out the house. So the address is the permanent address. So I've had mine for 19 years, and it doesn't expire.
but if you move like 10 miles down the road, you'd have to switch it or something.
I could. I could have to renew it.
It's just there's far too much paperwork involved in keeping a business open when you're not actually running a business.
Well, I got to make sure every month I've got to file taxes on a monthly basis on it. Because if I don't make anything, I forget to do it, right?
You
And
know?
if I forget to do it, I'll look up a month later, I'll get a letter in the mail saying that they're gonna seize my assets on like the 15th of the month, and it's crazy amounts. I just go back and file it. I'm not charged any penalties if I put zero in it.
What do
Mm-hmm.
you just use like online tax service or something?
Yeah, sales tax
Yeah.
online.
I have to put in my
Back up,
equipment list,
got to do January.
my property tax. I'll need to go ahead and mark that down too. So
Yeah, I just looked up. I always have to go back and look to see the last one I filed to make sure I didn't skip a month. I do that all the time.
you gotta do it monthly, not quarterly.
Monthly for the parish, quarterly for the state.
Got
But I just file them all the same time. See,
So you just do it like and then once a year for federal.
yeah. And then I don't, and technically, like I got to look at my totals this year. I may not have to file this year federal, but I do it anyway.
Oh, buddy. Look, let's go in the house.
Yeah, I got to see November, December, October, September. Yeah, January.
He's a good boy, huh?
I think it's bullshit. The amount of paperwork it takes to have a business. It's really stupid.
Yeah, I had a corporation. What are you talking about? Well, this is back in the 1990s. I was running my photography under a corporation.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing, LLC.
Yeah, and that paperwork was a pain in the ass.
Yep. That's why I'm winding it down. Don't leave it open.
You know, when I was shutting it down, it was in 1994 when I shut it down. I had one bride that was being a pain in the ass. And I told them, I said, I'm shutting the business down on this date. I gave them 60 days to order their pictures. I said, after that date, it's done. You know, and I offered at the time, I said, if you don't order your pictures, I will send you your negatives and you just do what you got to do. Basically, I had my attorney write that letter. 60 days passed. They didn't hear, I mean, nothing, never sent anything to me. Never replied one time. Okay, we'll get to it. Never did get to it. About a month after that, they sent me a letter saying that they still didn't know what they wanted. And I sent them back a letter. I said, your time expired. I'll send you your negatives. Sued me. We went to court. It went to the small court over the Justice of Peace. And I knew the guy. And we walked in there and I handed him all the papers. And he looked at all the papers and he looked over at them and he said, I'll just let you know, this is a dissolved corporation. You can't sue him personally. You have to sue the corporation, which dissolved, and they gave you every opportunity to get your pictures. So you can take your negatives and just walk away, basically. And the worst part about it, it was two of my friends, you know, at the time that we worked together. That's the worst part about it.
Notice of winding up has been filed. Yeah, you got to file twice. You got to do a notice of winding up, and then you actually have to do the terminate articles of termination.
Yep. Like this one, I gotta file this sales tax and the parish tax. And when I file one of them, it says, now would you like to file your normal return? Yes. You know, so I gotta do 2 returns for that. I do 3 returns. So I just did 3 returns just now. So I'm done until next month. But the first time I forgot to file, and I used to go have a P.O. box. I went to the P.O. box and got that letter in there from the state tax collector, parish tax collector, and I read that thing, and it said estimated owed for the month. That month I forgot, and they said it was like $15,000. I said, what? They just throw a figure out there just to get your attention.
Mm-hmm.
They don't know what I made. They have no clue. I called them up and I said, where you get this number at? And they said, it's just to get your attention. Like that. I said, well, I forgot to file. I forgot. They said, well, go ahead and file. File. I said, it's as long as we get the new filing before that date, we don't even do anything. And it said it still takes about another month before we do anything. So that's the good news. If I forget, I usually have, I'm gonna start doing like I've got a reminder to pay my rent on Alexa. I think I'm gonna do the taxes too, the same thing. Elon Musk merged his rocket and AI companies together. The merger is worth more than $1 trillion. So he's got the most. He said is to the most valued company ever.
Well, it beat out Nvidia. Nvidia got that evaluation like, what was it, about a year and a half ago?
Yeah.
They got evaluated as a $1 trillion company, one of the first ones, them and Apple. So
Yeah.
he beat out Apple and Nvidia.
I got a notice this morning that Disney handed over all Disney to a young man.
Do what?
The board of directors appointed a young man as the head of Disney Corporation.
Why would you
Maybe
get
he'll
that notice?
maybe he'll run it better.
You got Disney stock?
No, I don't. It was on the news.
Well,
Because Disney's been fucking up really bad the last couple of years.
Do they?
Yeah.
They don't still have the crowds that go to Disneyland or Disney World, do they?
I mean,
yeah.
yeah, they still do, but they've been raising their ticket prices, trying to blame it on the park expansions and stuff they've been doing, and it's not. It's because they keep losing hundreds of millions of dollars from all these movies that fucking keep losing money.
Yep.
I mean, the Snow White movie lost almost $700 million.
Oh, the second Snow White.
The one that just came out recently, yeah.
Yeah, the original Snow White was a big hit.
It was supposed they were estimating it was going to be like $1 billion movie, and it was ended up being like $700 million in the hole. So I
This
said maybe
is
he'll
one where
run
they
the
couldn't
company
make,
better.
they couldn't figure out what to do with the dwarves.
Oh yeah, they
Hmm.
pissed off the fucking tiny community, that's for damn sure. Because they were pissed off because that was work for them to be in the movie. And then they decided last minute, oh, we're gonna take them out and not hire them, and we're gonna do all CGI.
Peter
Piss that community
Dinklage is
off. Because they looked at it as, oh, it's kind of like not a right thing to do anymore. But yet,
dehumanizing.
yeah, dehumanizing, but yet that community was pissed off about it. It was like,
Yep.
maybe you should have listened to the
Okay.
community you're trying to
It's
speak
like
for.
Peter Dinklage is the one who throws the big fit. He gets work.
What's up, Jody?
The other people aren't getting as much work as Peter Dinklage, but he doesn't give a shit.
Yep.
Like I said, if you're gonna speak for a community, talk to the community you're speaking for first, before you go out and decide that
Yeah.
you're sticking up for them, because they may not agree with you.
Well, it's like back in the day, freak shows at circuses, carnivals.
Yeah.
You had the freak show. Well, well-intentioned people thought that was really bad to exploit these people. And so they would get these circuses shut down that had freak shows. And suddenly these people that had careers, like lifelong careers as talent in the freak show,
Yep.
were out of work and
Yep.
couldn't get jobs anywhere else.
Yep.
But it's not like anybody was forcing them to do that. They were choosing to do that.
Right. If it's a choice, then it's a choice.
The same thing as the Redskins, how they switched it to the Washington Commanders. And there was quite a few Indian groups that were kind of pissed off about it because they thought it was a kind of an honor.
Right.
And it's like, did you bother asking the native community what they thought about it before you made that decision for them? Like, at least take a poll with all the natives and say, hey, we'll go by a majority poll. What do you guys think? Let them decide.
Yep. All because they have a better idea. And because, hey, let's be politically correct everywhere.
Same with Aunt Jemima. Same exact
Yep.
thing. The family got super pissed about that. They didn't bother asking the family. That's been their main people they asked. They should have
Right.
went to her descendants and said, what do you guys think about this? Are you guys offended by it? Do you appreciate her being on the bottle? What? No, they just did it, and then the family got all pissed off about it.
Yep.
All her
I got
great
a box.
grandkids.
I've got an unopened box of that, the pancake mix still in my cabinet over there.
Like, I'm all for if a community decides a majority, a majority vote from a community decides that they find something they don't like or whatever that's like that's their business. But if you don't even bother asking them, then don't do it.
Yep.
And then even after the family bitch, they still didn't put Aunt Jemima back on the fucking packaging.
Right. Well, look at Cracker Barrel, same thing.
Well, look at
Yeah,
Forrest
well,
the
Cracker
band. He
Barrel
never did nothing
reversed.
wrong either.
Yeah, but Cracker Barrel reversed on all their shit though.
But they still did the inside different.
Cracker
The
Barrel
size
Oh
was
stays
no,
the
not
same.
that
they
bad.
stopped that too. I watched the interview.
Well, the
The
one here
guy,
changed.
this
Cracker
guy,
Barrel was stupid. It was actually a pretty good redesign of the logo. I mean, it was objectively a pretty good redesign of the logo.
I
Yeah.
watched an interview with the lady, and they said they were reversing all the. They had halted all the
And the interior looked nice.
interior stuff.
It looked like a more neat farmhouse type look design for the interior instead of just being ramshackle shit on the wall. I actually thought it looked good. Some people thought it looked too corporate, but
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, their community spoke. They're the fans of that restaurant enough to where they reversed.
Yeah, their
So
customers shut
you
that
got to
down.
listen to your customer base, and their
Yep.
customer base did make a big stink about it at the end of the day.
no, I think it was just a small vocal group raised the fee.
I don't know. There was quite a few people on social media covering it.
Exactly, a small vocal group.
Yeah, but go to their comment sections and read their comment sections of thousands of people saying that they didn't agree with it. I mean, it is what it is at the end of the day, but like I said, I think for a company, you should really put polls out there and figure out what your customers want
Hello, Mark.
before you spend hundreds of millions of dollars on shit.
Well, that's
Joe,
entirely
not-
wrong, Justin. If
Joe,
companies did that, we would never have had the iPhone.
Lance,
I don't care if the
Good luck.
iPhone was around.
and everybody
Yeah.
else.
Because no one wanted that until it was shown to them.
Well, I mean, Apple was, if honestly, if Microsoft wouldn't have saved Apple back in the day, there would have been no talk of an iPhone anyway.
True, but that's a different topic. You're saying put out polls before a company does anything. Well, in that case, you're not going to ever get any innovations because people
I mean, you
can't
don't. I mean,
weigh in on something they've never experienced.
People don't
I mean-
like change.
That's not necessarily true.
That's
I don't
exactly
mind
true.
change. I don't mind change. I mean,
But
yeah,
here
there's
you
some
are
things
bitching
that.
about Cracker Barrel.
No, I wasn't bitching about. I was just using it as an example of what we were talking about. I mean, I don't mind change on some things.
Well, in
just
that
saying it
case,
wouldn't
Sarah
hurt.
would
I
like
mean,
to
you
talk to you
don't.
about your underwear.
I wouldn't necessarily say they
Yeah.
have to go by whatever the customers choose, but they could at least get some feedback, which Cracker Barrel did not do
Oh.
before they decided to do that. Doesn't hurt to
Right.
get some feedback from people and kind of put that in your.
You don't think they
Train
did
of
focus
thought.
groups and stuff?
They claim they did, but nobody really heard about it.
and
before.
nobody and no, they did focus groups. They talked to people. And people said that they liked it. Then once they showed these changes, a small vocal group decided to make it, oh, this is going to be a DEI type fight, that this woman's coming here and changing all this stuff. It's like, and so it became a political thing instead of an actual design thing. It wasn't about the product, it wasn't about the
JD.
design, it was all political.
JD said, "You heard it first. Justin wants to have a poll ran on him."
Wish our weather had changed.
How's your weather over there, Mark?
It feels like -5.
And I will insist that the logo design was far better than the old one.
I was freezing this morning again. It was like 29 out when I got up this morning. I had to run my car for about 10 minutes in the driveway before I left because the fucking windows were all iced up.
Hmm.
And we got our bus back today, so they got the new windshield put in.
You don't park your car in the garage?
No. This house only has a 1-car garage, like it's a
Oh.
really small one, and it's packed full of Sarah's mom's shit. She never throws anything away.
I would have thought that where you were living would have been a 2-car garage, 2.5 car.
No, it's only a 1-car garage, and it's a really small garage.
Here comes Dre.
Can you
You
run
might-
your,
I mean, I
Can you
guess if
run
it
your-
was do what?
can you run your car on the petrol engine then when it starts up?
Yeah, I
Right.
can switch back and forth, but I don't know if the garage was completely cleaned out and there was nothing, you might be able to fit 2 small cars in there back to back. I'm not entirely sure.
Good morning, Dre.
Good morning. You
Back
guys hear
at
me okay?
Back at it
Yeah.
again at work, huh?
Yeah, I took yesterday off to do some things with my dad. Got to go to the banks and get myself on some of the accounts since I got to handle the finances of their household.
How's
And
your
that
mom
was-
doing?
That was a fiasco in itself. But
How's
we
your
got it
mom?
all worked out. So I heard Justice run his mouth on matters he has no clue about, I see.
Oh, whatever. How's your mom doing anyway?
Not much better. And stuff. She's still bedridden at this point. So just going through the paces of getting everything, in order. But going back to your thing about public support or whatever you want to say, as far as Aunt Jemima, they never went to the public that she represented.
Oh, no, I said that. They didn't even ask the family what they thought of it.
No, you're missing what I'm saying. What she represented on that box was not supportive of the Black community. And it took 80 years to get her off that box.
I don't know. Her family didn't seem too happy about it, so.
Well, I can say on a personal level, great achievement. She was one of the first, especially African-American millionaires in the United States. Okay, but the way she was depicted on the box was I'm trying to put the right words, a negative image towards the Black community.
The image that she was on the box was accurate to her time.
No, because she was slavery, put it like that, after the Civil War. So you put her in dress to remind a group of people of a past that they no longer existed. And the same thing with Uncle Ben on the box of rice.
He was wearing a chef's outfit.
No, he was wearing the top servant, not chef. That's the guy in Cream of Wheat wears the chef outfit.
Oh,
and no
yeah.
problem with that.
So
Yeah, but Aunt Jemima, it was just
what
her
was she
face
wearing?
on
She was
there.
wearing like
No,
She was
Justin, the old Aunt Jemima outfit was the headscarf, the big
Oh,
old
no, I'm
beauty
looking at
dress
that,
that
but
you
I'm
would
looking at the
see in
modern
Annabella
one.
Stout.
I'm
Oh,
looking
no,
right
I'm
now
looking at the
Aunt
modern
Jemima
one, though.
Ready Mix, and she's wearing a headscarf. That's it.
You guys didn't go back far enough.
Okay, yeah, you keep going back further, but I'm talking about the one they removed.
Was just her face was
Her
the
wearing
modern
a
one.
headscarf.
Okay, who wears a headscarf nowadays?
Wait, hold on. Let me share the thing.
Right,
So
but she
this
did.
is the
but
modern
actual
logo
woman
that they
wore a
removed.
headscarf.
Right, that's the
Yeah.
modern Margot that's still
Are you
up
talking
today.
about this one here?
Yeah,
like
Or
this.
even further back. There's one that she was at, the one down here, the one
Right
with the
there.
That
purple,
one.
the scarf around the neck, scarf around the head, purple plaid dress.
Yeah,
That's
that one.
the image.
But that's not the one they removed.
No, that they removed that back in the '60s and went with just a headshot. But you can see the depiction over the years and what it represented.
I think
I don't know. I don't look at any of those pictures as negative.
I don't either. You know, and the family didn't.
Okay. Like I said,
I'm not saying
no,
you
no,
don't
no.
feel
I
a
think
certain way,
everybody
Dre.
has their
Just saying.
perspective of how they feel about it. Like I say,
Like, but what's your perspective on it though? Like, what's the negative?
it's a
side of it?
reminder of a time of oppression and abuse. Because the only people who dressed like that were slaves and servants. Now, if I take you over to England and show those servants and how they were dressed during the same time period, you would say ain't no comparison to look at. Or any other country.
Okay, but what do you think about them removing the modern one with just the headshot though? Because that's the one
Like
they
I say, I had
ultimately
no
removed.
problem with the modern one, you know.
Well, that's basically the one I was talking about though. I have never
Okay.
seen those, so those were far
Yeah.
before my time. So I actually have never seen those logos before. That was the first
Yeah.
time I've ever seen.
But a lot of the uproar was the older images that were on those boxes up until the late '60s, early '70s. They didn't
No,
change to
I
the
get that
modern look
argument. I've
until,
just never seen those before. So
yeah, they didn't change to the modern look of just the headshot with the nice curly hair stuff until the late '80s.
Yeah, it's like when they took the gollywog off the Robertson's jam.
Mhm. So like I say, it's not just the general public at large, it's the selective group that she represented.
I just think, and you go to Uncle Ben, I just think that's a raw deal. Take him off the box after he inspired Spider-Man.
Jesus.
I mean, he gave those inspiring words that we all know.
That's a good one.
I don't know. From a more modern perspective, though, I just feel like they were
Well, that's what I'm
moving.
trying to give you some historical context here, Justin, is that this fight's been going on long before you came around.
What my question is was Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima a couple?
No, they were never. Uncle Ben's a fictional character.
Okay.
Yeah, he wasn't real.
Yeah. But go out and look up Uncle Ben. I'm trying to fill out this electronic verification thing. I'm talking to you guys for our waste disposal. And so excuse me if I in and out here. But Uncle Ben, same thing. The head, I would say the head servant of the house, which could have been either male or female. If it was a male, I'll put it like this. Look at the movie Django and the role that Samuel Jackson played.
Oh yeah. I know.
Okay, now you look at the box on Uncle Ben's. And then you get a better understanding what I'm talking about.
Oh, it's fucking pink rolls pissing me off.
What's
Jamming
the
again.
matter?
Fucking pink roll of filament.
How was did you have your normal amount of kids on the bus today, Justin, or no?
Uh, about the same as normal.
I would imagine some kids, their parents take them to school and pick them up, right?
I don't know, 'cause I'll never see them. I mean, we do get a student list at the beginning of each year, and usually about 25 to 30% of them will never ride the bus. They're just on there for if they ever need to ride the bus. But yeah, there's a lot of them that end up just getting rides to school, or they'll end up moving or something. And throughout the year, you can go get an updated student list, and it will get rid or add students that are no longer on your area.
Joe looks like he's getting bored.
Mm, my head hurts.
Printing
Still
a new,
tired, huh?
My head hurts. Sinus.
printing a new key holder for the front door.
And my head hurts. And Johnny Collins says, "Let's go flying." I said, "Call me later."
Sarah's mom had a key holder up there, and every one of the hooks is broke off. But so, just sitting there keyless on the wall.
Hmm.
So I'm printing her a new one.
My son has a couple key holders for his Miata key ring. So when you put the keys on it, the headlights pop up like the Miata does.
Oh, that's pretty cool. He doesn't 3D print, does he?
No.
I would
I did some extrusions earlier this morning, but it wasn't really 3D printing.
I was just thinking about you talking about your son. That seemed like he'd be something he'd be into.
Yeah, it does kind of.
Now, to continue the discussion, like Don was saying, I felt that, I can't even name the restaurant now, you're talking about,
Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel. I thought it was a move to update the franchise as a whole, the corporation as a whole. And people just lost their minds.
Well, I kind of view it as it's the same as the Uncle Ben's and Aunt Jemima,
Mm-hmm.
that a company has to look and see where it wants to go in the future. Whereas the logos and representation might not have been intended or seen as bad years ago. It has changed in connotation with modern taste and culture. And so they have to reflect the modern consumer within that. And that's why they changed her image on the box to look more modern back in the 80s, 70s.
Yeah, it's late 80s, yeah.
And so it just got to be a point where it's like, this is more of a liability than a benefit. So we'll get rid of it. Now, there are a certain small subset of the customer that like that tradition and they don't want change and they'll throw a fit. Those same people are the ones that threw a fit over Cracker Barrel, which was a very good. I will go down on the side of that person who did the redesign. I know they did market testing and people said this looks nice. It looked so clean. The interior of the restaurant that they had, it was like
It reminded me of First
mid-century
Watch.
farmhouse type design, but it was clean. It wasn't like shit cluttered on the wall like some ramshackle pile of shit. When you walk in there, you don't know its food's going to be clean. It was a farmhouse design. The logo was far more simple, clear, modern, but people, a small minority of people can be very vocal on the internet and expand their argument to where they think, where people think it's the entire world.
I just
I mean-
look at the comments of the outraged, and a lot of us all still were why you took the old guy off the rocking chair off the logo.
Why take
Yeah.
it off? Why take it off was because it was a complicated design that did not read well. It did not.
Yeah,
scale
you and
well.
I understand that. I
Yeah.
didn't understand the argument why people were so upset because they did take it off.
Mhm.
Because there was a nondescript individual. You couldn't tell who it was, where it was representing from, or anything. It was a nondescript, person,
Nope.
entity of a person that was just sitting in a rocking chair. But people were losing their minds over that part.
Well, what didn't they have rocking chairs in the lobby and stuff? And
Yeah,
they were out
it
on
was
the
out in the
porch.
front
Out
part,
in the
where the
front,
little general store part was at and everything. There was maybe one or two rocking chairs in there that added to the general store look. Because when you first go in a restaurant, it usually had I know the ones I've been in Texas and California, had like a little general store in front where you can buy some old style
Yep,
candy and knickknacks and souvenirs and stuff like
It's
that
still there.
before you went to the dining area.
That's
so
how
they used
most
to
of
they
them
used to
are.
have rocking chairs on the front porch. Where
all
you
in front.
come in.
Yeah, they're still there, and then
Yeah.
you can actually buy the rocking
Yeah,
chairs
look.
too if you want.
Mhm.
They're for actual. Some of them are actually for purchase.
Yep. The one we got down here, they even had a little drone for sale when you're walking in. Little
Mhm.
inside drone.
Yeah, they carry a lot of nostalgia type products,
Yeah.
like candies
So,
and stuff.
that's my thing. I say if it was depicting a certain folks in, I'm not gonna say I view
Yeah.
West Virginia, but but
The-
if it was somebody who had a liquor still
Mhm.
sitting next to a rocking chair, or something, and then whatever the case is, he's got
Smoking a
shotgun,
corncob pipe, right?
corncob pipe, looking for the revenue guys. Then I might say, okay, yeah, he's putting a bad light on the folks from the Ozarks and wherever else and stuff.
Yeah. No, this was just a farmer in Bibble sitting next to a Cracker Barrel on a chair.
Right.
It wasn't even a rocking chair. It was just a chair.
Yeah, and I'm just saying you couldn't tell who it was or anything. It was a nondescript design.
He looked like a farmer.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he could
They
be a
had called
farmer,
him
but I'm
Uncle
saying is
Herschel.
that it
Was the
didn't
character's name. The
represent.
character's name was Uncle Herschel.
Mhm.
And you give something a name and people become emotionally attached to it.
I don't know.
That's why if you try and get a dog adopted,
Mhm.
and you see a post on Facebook, they'll give those dogs a name, have
Right.
a hat, so that when you see that name, that dog has a name, and you are emotionally attached to that dog immediately. You're just not looking at this dog. You're looking at.
That's why Sarah keeps bringing fucking animals home.
You're not just looking at this dog that is up for adoption. You're looking at Bo, and he needs a home.
Speaking of which, Justin, did Sarah bring home a rabbit?
Yeah, she brought home another cat like a week and a half ago.
Oh. She was talking about wanting a rabbit.
Fucking zoo on my bed the other day.
If you dress the cat right, it looks like a rabbit.
No, she's still dead set on getting an otter and a rabbit.
An otter?
Yeah, she wants an otter so bad.
You guys aren't.
Because they have an otter thing here where you can. It's like a
Yeah,
coffee
but
place or
otters
something
take a
that you
lot
can go.
more.
They're
Why
a
not
lot
get
more
ferret?
wild, aren't they, otters?
Ferrets are like slinky cats. They don't take much more care than a cat. An otter would require a lot more care than a
Oh,
ferret.
well, I told her it's not out of the question anyway, because you have to have a special state license and everything just to own one
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, they're protected, aren't they?
No, you can get a license to own one, but you have to get
Yeah,
like this
You have to get,
expensive
a license,
state
correct.
license.
and they're going to make sure that
No, there's a couple places here that I think they're coffee shops or something where you can go in and you can play with the otters or
Yeah.
some crap like that. It's like kind of like the coffee cat shops, all the cats and
Mhm.
shit.
Were the otters running around wild, or were they in a cage?
Yeah, they're like they have their own little enclosure thing, I guess. now.
Okay.
I don't know. I've never been there.
Thought
Sarah was
Yeah.
talking about she wanted
needed
to go.
running water.
I know that, oh, what's not aquatic, what is it? The Family Discovery Cove down in Orlando. We went there, oh, 12, 13 years ago. And they had things where you swim with dolphins, stuff like that. But they've recently, I say recently, in the last 7 years, built an otter experience where you can interact with otters.
Hey, Lance, you fall down again?
Utterly resistible.
All right, don't start TJ jokes. Then.
I
Lance, why are you all sideways?
Yeah, you
I
fell
don't-
down.
Yeah.
That JD wanted to know. There you go. I was about to call somebody. Help him up, help him up.
EMS.
I don't know why it's my phone. And I didn't get on with my computer because I was working on things.
They call for backup with EMS, need a fire truck, need a crane, everything else.
And an interpreter.
Yeah,
It's only freaking Tuesday.
I know.
So I called a place yesterday. It was an 800 number, and it was for my medical benefits. And one of them was, so the one I called was 1-888 instead of 1-800. Well, 1-888 was, hey, do you want one of the medical devices if you fall down and get up, and we're going to send it to you for free? And I'm like, what? That's not, I just want to know, I want to know what my medical is. And they were like, you got the wrong number. So I figured.
But
it out.
Lance, I think they must have saw Paul's live stream when you fell.
You're like, sir,
Yeah,
you
actually,
have
I
the wrong
called him.
number.
I actually
You had
called
the
him and
wrong
signed you
number,
up.
but we think you probably could use this device anyway.
Yeah.
Justin signed me up.
Yeah, I called and signed you up for it the day after.
You can register from being on your back in the sidewalk.
Oh no, YouTube in the last couple of weeks has decided I have a crooked wiener because I keep getting served these ads about crooked wieners and how to fix it.
Right.
Just stick it in a vise and squeeze it tightly.
Well, I know what happened. I woke up in the middle of the night because I was listening to a podcast, fell asleep, and this ad was playing, and it's like one of those ads that if you don't skip it, it's gonna play. And so like a half-hour infomercial.
Yeah.
And I woke up in the middle of them listing off the side effects. So I must have been listening to the entire thing. So YouTube said, man, this guy is a prime suspect.
Yeah.
You get those
He
half-hour
was
ones.
interested
Where
enough to listen to a half hour of this shit.
you get one of those half-hour ads where they keep beating around the bush about what the product actually is.
Well,
I'm gonna
beating around
tell
the
you
bush
right
is kind of
now.
what they were talking about.
Yeah, because they're trying to sell you a book or some bullshit.
Yeah, what
And then
aggravates me.
they'll never actually say what the remedy is, but they'll keep beating around the
Right.
bush. Oh, we're going to tell you about this remedy that can help you with your impotence. But first, we're
Yep.
going to tell you about this. And then they always just keep going right back to it, but never actually telling you what it is.
You know, what aggravates me is when y'all talking about something and it's in my ear, right? And then about an hour later, I'm getting ads for the same shit.
It's
Yeah.
not a mystery. You agreed to it when you signed up for these social medias.
Yep.
They ask you in the terms of services, can we listen to you? For advertisement purposes. They tell you that. People just don't ever read those damn terms of services. They just click it. It's not a big mystery why you'll be talking about cat food and then 2 hours later you're getting an ad for cat food.
Yep.
The problem is though, is if you turn, some applications won't let you use it unless you turn that stuff on.
Right.
Just like the location. Yeah, you can turn the location on your phone, but then half your apps ain't going to be working properly. So, yeah, it's all nice and good that they allow you to turn your location off, but when it screws up half the shit on your phone, it's kind of pointless feature at that point.
Hey, Jody, you talking about one of these?
Yeah, he's got all that shit. He just don't wear it because he got to have a subscription for that.
No, I had a subscription,
A
but the
subscription.
battery died.
Yeah, I know, and I told you to call and ask to get a new one, and you said you didn't want to because you didn't want to pay the monthly thing on it.
Yeah, you
That
had
was
to
like a
pay
year
by
and a
the
half
month.
ago when we talked about that.
He just wears his phone.
That's what I do. I wear the phone.
The only problem with the phone though is if you land the wrong way, that phone's done. Ain't gonna help you much.
You, you fall down and the phone's underneath you, and you ain't getting it.
Well, I'm just saying you got a better chance of breaking a phone than you do one of them buttons. If you fall. Kelsa or Aubrey accidentally called 911 the other day on her phone. She was putting her case back on. She put it on the wrong way or something or
push the
another, and
button.
it got stuck. Yeah, mashed the buttons down, and it called 911. She started freaking the hell out. She calls her mom. She goes, "I didn't mean to." And then 911 had her go hand the phone to Sarah's mom because she was here,
Yeah.
just to verify.
All right,
there was
run in the
nothing wrong.
closet. They're coming after you. You're gonna get arrested.
I apparently did that one time just recently. My phone did that and I didn't realize it. And I swiped up on it and must have turned it off. And I got a call from the police department saying, we just had a 911 from your phone. I said, oh, you did? You know?
Oh, Sarah did the same thing 2 weeks before Aubrey did it. She took her watch out of her watch case and was cleaning everything and put it back in, and it or fucking one of the buttons got stuck in the case.
Yeah, when I'm at basketball games, I got to pay attention because if I block it with if I'm shooting pictures and I have to block a ball, I got to make sure I do it with the hand without the watch. Because if I hit it with that, the watch will say it'll still call 911 that I fell down.
I got for my birthday, I got a maintainer for the dune buggy. Plug
Mhm.
it directly on the battery, and then this will go up inside my box, and it's got a plug-in that I can pull out and plug in there next to the wall during the winter, maintain the battery. When neat.
Nice.
There you go.
Now I just gotta get the energy and ambition to
Fit it.
Install.
go out and rewire the damn thing.
You know, you're
I
gonna
got
be
all the
kicking
stuff
yourself
now
in
to
the ass
rewire it. I
later.
just
When he finds out his battery's dead, he's like, "Damn, I should have done that 6 months ago."
oh no, it's the battery on this buggy is already shot. I have to get a new one this spring, and I think that's why this was inspired.
You might as well put that on first and then get your new battery.
I've got a battery saver out there already. I've got like a battery,
Yeah.
basically charger, jumper, maintainer. But
Well, I mean, what do
it's
you
like
really
an
have to
external
do?
unit, and
Just
you go
add,
and you have to clamp it on like
you just
jumper
have to
cables.
crimp that onto the battery post, right?
Yeah, this will be a permanent solution, and then the charger will stay inside that toolbox side.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, the new boxes I built
Uh-huh.
will stay in there, and I'll just pop that up, plug it in.
Nice. Oh, so you're gonna run the cables all the way to the back?
Well, the toolbox is right above where the battery is,
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, because your battery's in the back. Okay.
and so that'll be instead of me having to crawl underneath of it to clamp on the charger.
Yeah, I was thinking of a regular car. You
It'll
said
be
that.
much more convenient. I guess they got those at my wife's work for some of the forklifts, and she's like, "Hey, that would work with the dune buggy."
Where's your wife work at?
It's a forklift repair slash rental place,
Oh, okay.
mainly repair. It's a called Lift Truck Center. Used to be Toyota Lift Truck Center. But you want her phone number too?
No.
My wife's teaching partner is retiring this year. And can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
And,
are you doing the same thing? Are you retiring this year?
I think so. I think so, Paul. I think it's time. My wife is much closer to saying, yes, let's do it. And so I've had her teaching partner who they've taught together for 25 years. She's retiring. And I said to my wife, I said, go out with her. I mean, what a great way to end your career. You both have been together for 25 years and do it together. And so that kind of got her thinking. And I mentioned that to her in September, October. And Kay, the lady that's retiring, just texted me and said, I think your wife's closer to retirement now, I mean,
There you
Wow.
go.
because I'm sure something happened in the building and my wife said, okay, that's it.
Lance, one more year. One more year. One.
No, no, I'm, I'm to the point where I might even tell my wife, if you want to go another year, great, but I'm done. I'm not, I originally said I would go out with you, but I don't think I'm going to. I think
Lance ain't going nowhere. He still got to pay off them drones he bought last year.
He need to pay that last year of college. He needs to stay in,
Yeah.
And he still has to pay off that 3D printer he's buying too.
yeah.
Well,
The nice thing
your daughter's got one more year of college, Lance?
Yeah. And the nice thing is, so we did what we call a guaranteed education tuition back
Right.
when she was born, and we put in, gosh, a ton of money. I mean, probably 250.
So that's what's paying for it.
And that's what's paying for it. So,
Oh, get out now. Retire
but
now.
it's only, but it's only paying for the tuition. And so I've kind of parceled it out for the 4 years and only paid so much. Because if she would have gone in state, she would have had money coming out her ears, but she went out of state, and out of state is much more expensive. So the last 2 semesters, I've got it figured out, not room and board, just tuition. I'll have to pay 3,000 next fall and then 3,000 in the spring, and GET will cover everything else, which is good. And then we'll have to pay $1,400 a month for her to live, and probably another couple hundred for food and gas and stuff.
You better stay working another year then.
So no, so I can do that. I can do 1,600 a month and be retired for 1 year.
You better work one more year. I'm telling you, work one more year.
Well, his wife is going to work another year, so she'll be making the money.
There you go. And then we have something called VEBA that we put our sick days in as educators. Any sick days you have left when you retire, you put in this medical plan. And I'll have 180 days, which is, $35,000. And I'll be able to put it in my medical, and then we can pay medical for my daughter for a year. And medical for her is probably going to be $800 a month for a year until she gets a job. So
Yeah,
it's
you
not
better stay working.
overly expensive. So it'll only be 20,000 out of that, 50, 60,000 that we have in. And then my wife puts it in as well. So she'll get her medical, her sick leave in VEBA as well. So we'll even add that on top of it. So yeah, we're meeting with our financial guy next week, and I'm going to push my wife into saying, let's just go. I mean, it's time. We're healthy. We can do things. Who knows what's going to happen in a year?
Yeah, you could spend a lot of time together.
You hear Lance working with them numbers, right? It's
Yeah.
like that little bitty girl is sitting on top of the horse, or the horse, and the dad comes in and says, no. He says, oh, it's totally within my budget.
So yeah, a lot of things go into retirement there, Dre.
Oh, yeah. Like I say, dude, I'm now with my parents' situation and stuff, it's, now I gotta juggle two households, financially and stuff. And, I mean, my parents are set. So me, it's just making sure everything is paid. And
Yeah.
like I said, I went to the bank, I went to three banks yesterday, where they hold accounts at. And what my dad did back in the eighties, when they first put their trust together, he put all the accounts under the trust. So now I have to go to a lawyer to be added under those accounts.
Administrator, yep.
Yeah, and stuff. I'm the executor of the trust, but to be listed as a trustee to be added on the actual bank accounts, I have to get the trust amended, making me a trustee so I can be added to the accounts.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Lance, if you want to just send me like 800 a month,
That'll pay for all your filament. 'Cause
exactly.
You're filling the landfill.
I'll be a less needy child for you. Send me 800 a month.
Yeah, that should take 500. 500 enough, man.
Lance,
I'm not
I'm a
greedy.
bargain at $20 a month.
$3.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you said, Lance, like I said, I got to start with the Medicare this summer, getting signed up for that.
Yeah.
And then, go down and talk to the CalPERS folks probably around October or November
Yeah.
and see where
Do
I'm
it-
at
Do
financially.
it, do it 3 months before, do your Medicare 3 months before, you sign up. Hold on, I've got a teacher.
Your mic fell off, Lance.
Yeah, he
He was
walked
about to
away.
give you the retirement secret and walk the hell
I
out.
know, all you hear is.
And he's
You
got
know,
a
if you
teacher
just
at the
sign
door.
up for this, you could be a millionaire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get Lance to just go ahead and become a member of my channel. And
Okay.
the members have special access to my bidet pictures.
I don't know anybody who's signing up for that shit. Literally.
And the key word, what you said, Justin.
Now, now, does that have like a time lapse feature like what Justin uses for trying to get working?
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Dre, sign up three
Justin
months
would be
before you
using the bidet all day, right?
Yeah.
And you only
Day
want to
by
sign
day.
up for Plan A until you're retired. Once you retire, you'll sign up for Plan B. And
Right.
I'm told to sign up for the medication along with it, or you'll be
Mhm.
penalized later down the road.
Hmm.
So
Well,
so
my
do
thing
that.
is like my dad, I gotta see what he has done, because I know, everybody's got stuff for Medicare, but like being a veteran, I think we only have to sign up for Part A.
You put a
Yeah, you may be different because you are a veteran. I don't know.
Right. Well, we got one here, Joe. I mean, it's your personal business if you want to tell us.
I ain't
But
telling y'all shit.
I figured as much.
Put a. But I've got supplemental that I sign up for. And if I use the VA, I don't use the VA. If I use the VA, it'd be a different supplemental.
Oh,
Yeah, it makes a whole
okay.
and actually what I need to do, I need to go to the VA. I need to start using them. And
Mhm.
because it would be so much different. They send me my 90 days in the mail, all my prescriptions. I use
Right.
their doctors, and it would be like nothing out of pocket, you know.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, because I have, the VA hospital here in Loma Linda, which is, very close. So, I mean, I don't have to travel no great distance or anything for services, which makes it real convenient.
Right.
So, in other words, it's a no-brainer for me to go that route. I mean, I see if you
Yeah.
live, several hours away, you might go a different option and
Well,
stuff. But
I'm 30 miles away from the nearest one.
yeah,
Yeah, but
which is not too
piece of
bad.
junk. But that's junk. The
Mhm.
better one is to just go to, because you can go to the VA and they got one in Franklinton, which is again junk. They got the one
Mhm.
down in New Orleans that's just not that good. But
Mhm.
because you go to any one of them, if you just sign up and go to the one in Biloxi, Mississippi, which is about 2 hours away, hour and a half away,
Mhm.
that one is supposed to be state of the art. You know,
Mhm.
that's where my
Yeah.
nephew goes all the time.
Yeah, like I said, one we have here is pretty good. Jerry Pettis in Loma Linda, is pretty good facility. So, and it's
I
only
Loma
wonder if
about,
Linda
I
always
could,
had good medical
like I said,
facilities.
it's only about 15, 20 minutes top from my house and stuff.
I wonder if I could put my survivorship as my daughter instead of my wife.
Now you're gonna start an internal fight in your house.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can split it between them. You can do
Well, here's
50-50
the
on that.
deal, and my daughter would give the money to my wife, but if I do 100% survivorship, that means that I'm taking, so if I take the base benefit, I get the most money. But if I
Mm-hmm.
die, that money disappears. It's gone. But if I do
Mm-hmm.
100%, I'm
Nah,
getting three, four,
no.
five, six, I'm getting $700 less a month, but it's for the survivorship until
Right,
that person passes away. So it
right.
would be smart to do with my daughter, right?
Well, that's what I plan on doing with my cow purse, same way. You can take it all for yourself, you get maximum amount, but if you set it up to split with your spouse, or like you say, I want your daughter, then you get a little less, but then they will continue to get funding after you pass.
Yeah. See, it says survivorship. It doesn't say spouse. It doesn't say,
No, you can designate whoever.
Is it like a life insurance too, where you can split it between
No,
relatives?
this is a part of your retirement that you built up that, instead of, I think you can set it up to disperse to you only, which you get the maximum amount, or you can set it up to be with spouse or whoever you want to be. Normally it's going to be a spouse, but like Lance is saying, he might want to put his daughter on it. So in his passing, instead of your retirement just stopping dead as you are dead, the payments will still be dispersed to that survivor.
and it
So
would
how
make
long
sense
do
because
they
my
get it
daughter's
till the
going to
money
live.
dries up?
They get it for the life of their life.
Yeah, and my daughter's going to live 40 years longer than we are. So it kind of makes sense to do my daughter, and knowing
Mhm.
that my daughter would give that money to my wife until my wife passed.
Right.
I mean, my daughter's good that way.
Yeah,
But
to the first couple of checks roll in, and your daughter said, "But Daddy loved me more than you."
yeah,
It may make sense to do your daughter anyway, because your wife is going to be
I
around
can say
about as long as you. So
yeah, I can say it's a mixed bag. I mean, as far as when you retire, if you have any medical issues, I mean, there's a lot of things come into play and how you want to work that out, and also what you may already have set up for your daughter. Just like my parents, I'm going through stuff that my dad has even yet to tell me about. I mean, he's got some kind of investment account out of some New York firm, and right now, every year they disperse over 12 grand into one of the bank accounts, and I
Wow.
don't even know where the money comes from. For what I mean, I know he's got investments, but that's how much he gets every year off that investment account.
So you can find out he owns Apple stock.
Well, he's got stock. I read the sheet because I saw in the paper he's got part of the thing is divided up in technology. So there's a certain percentage of stock in Nvidia. There's a certain
Yeah.
amount of stock that's in a couple other tech industries, and he's got it broken up like a regular, uh, you know, Roth account that's investment
Right.
in certain gas and oils and stuff like that. But like I said, I don't know how long he's had it, but he's had it long enough that he gets disbursements of over 12 grand every year annually.
Wow.
So I mean, those are the kind of things, like I say, that get passed down. So Lance can sit there and say, okay, that might be work, because that's the way his financial status will work. Go for them. Set the daughter up and explain to the wife in great detail in front of both of them how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, read what JD's putting there. I was waiting for that.
Do your daughter.
I was waiting for that.
Mm.
That's why I didn't say a word.
So my biggest fear is anything is whatever my dad has established, I have to make sure it continues all the way through to my grandchildren. That is the key factor. It
Right.
ain't about, I tell people, I said, it ain't about me and my wife. It's about having something there for my children's children, and that hope that they'll learn from their grandfather and from me and everything
Mhm.
else. And I can go further back to my grandparents, because it's all started with 2 acres of land that we had, and my grandfather on my dad's side bought for $600 in 1942.
Right.
You know, and that's how we've been able to accumulate the family wealth over the years. And it started with that one act.
Gotta jump off. I'll catch y'all later.
Later,
Okay,
John.
Justin, have a good afternoon at school.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
'cause
I always tell people, you know, when you have elderly people in your family passing away, you always got to have that mindset of generational wealth.
Right.
And this is how you make things better. I know, Joe, you're real close to your granddaughter and
Mhm.
stuff. So, you know, even though you and your daughter don't see eye to eye on a lot of things, but I'm sure you would do whatever you can to make sure your granddaughter gets all the
Well, I'm
advantages.
gonna, I'm gonna piss everybody off because I'm gonna have everything going. You know, it's gonna be divided out a little bit, but she's gonna get the majority.
Right. You know, and that's how you, you know, start establishing generational wealth. Because actually, the sad thing is that in the society we live in today, everybody's looking just to sell the house and empty out the bank accounts and go on a cruise and buy a new car.
Homeownership is the key for
What's
generational
that,
wealth.
Don?
Homeownership is the key for generational wealth.
I know, but people are so quick to want to sell a piece of property so they can go out and go on cruises and buy a new car and wardrobe. And I tell people, I said, those are fleeting things.
I laugh at my brother. He finally bought a home for the first time this last year.
Mm-hmm.
And for years he's been renting. I'm like, why? Why are you renting? Why are you giving somebody money? Why?
Yeah, yeah,
You all this time you could have been building equity.
yeah.
Mhm.
And
But he decided to buy a
tell them, I
home
say,
now because by the time he gets paid off, he'll be dead. He don't care.
mhm.
Like that doesn't make
You know,
sense.
my biggest thing is like my parents' home, nice home. It's an older home, but it's over 2,000 square feet. But like I said, I look at that, using that I want to rent that out,
Hmm.
you know, and that way, if I can rent it out for the decent amount that rents are going here in Southern California, that could generate me an easy additional 2,500 to 3,000 a month just to rent that I can go toward to keep those other accounts afloat and continue to build on those. I want to flip one account into a regular CD every 6 months. And I say, okay, let that just keep rolling over, rolling over, rolling over.
That's one of the things that we're close to paying off this house. And I
Mhm.
think I think that'd be a good retirement plan is that when we do decide to downsize,
Mhm.
buy two houses set next to each other, rent one out.
Yeah,
That way you can be a landlord and see what's going on with your property.
right. That was my dad I said when we sold those two properties, those 2 acres over there. That was our first initial thing, was to buy a couple of duplexes.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff. And the problem is duplexes are not, I know out here, they're not being built like they were back in the 60s and
Oh
early
no.
70s and stuff. So
That
it's
was my
hard to
first house
find.
that was my first house was a duplex that had been converted into a single occupancy.
Mm-hmm.
And when we moved in, it was so funny. The entire house was symmetrical because it was a duplex. It was just built
Right.
as a mirror image straight down the middle. And
Mm-hmm.
so first thing I did before we actually moved in was to move a wall and put a bathtub in on one side, and expand the bathroom on one side. And the entire time we were at that house, I learned how to work on a house in that house
Mm-hmm.
by adding walls, moving walls. As long as it wasn't a load bearing, I was messing with it.
Yeah. But like you said, owning property is key to generational wealth, and make sure you build off that property. And Paul just went through it with his brother, and stuff. So I mean, I tell people, no matter what the economy does, up, down, sideways, whatever, your property will never go under.
Nope.
I mean, the system would totally have to crash for property homeownership to go under what you originally paid for it.
Well, they say we are due to it for a home market
Yeah, we're
crash.
due for, but I tell people, I said, there's no way my house is gonna go under 124,000 I originally paid for it. When it's worth over 700 grand today.
Oh, the house that we're in has risen in value over what it sat empty for a couple of years before we bought it,
Mm-hmm.
and we bought it and it had a good time.
So that's what I'm saying. It may not be at the height of the market, but it'll never go below 124.
It'll never go to zero, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
That's the key thing. And stuff. That is it. So what happened to you yesterday, Mr. Murray?
I had to go have my truck fixed. I was at the
Oh,
shop.
okay, okay. Mm.
Truck
Well,
repair.
And when my
So they got you
grandmother
all taken
died,
care of?
Yep, they took good care of me.
it's been a lot of money yesterday.
Was it just a radiator or was it
A
something
radiator
besides?
and a water pump.
Okay, the water pump got you. Radiator is usually about $500 deal. Water pump, because all the hours time you got to put in to get to the water pump. Ain't a big replacement deal, but just got to tear everything off to get to it.
Yep. Ended up costing me $1,100 and some dollars.
No, that's not too bad.
No, and they did it right away.
Mm-hmm.
I took it out there at 8 o'clock in the morning, and by 11:30, I was out of there
Good.
with the new radiator and the water pump.
Yeah.
Hey,
'Cause
gents,
I
I've
called
got to
around to
get ready for my
places.
kids. I'll see ya.
Okay, all right,
All right,
Lance.
Lance, take
Later,
care.
Lance.
I called around to where I had work done before, and
Mhm.
they told me we might be able to look at it maybe next month.
Hmm.
Get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Hey, Dre, when my grandmother died, I was in the military and I went to Navy Federal and I said, I need $30,000 like that. And they said, what for? And I told them I want to pay off my uncle so my dad and them could own the house.
Right.
Because it was valued at $60,000. And the uncle just wanted 30,000 to buy his half out, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my dad always talked about he wanted that house. So I went home and I had the check in my pocket. And I said, I'll give this to Uncle Pete. This is gonna be your house. I said, just sign it over to me. I'll take it after y'all gone. Like that. We're gonna get us all on title for it, right?
Right.
I said, I'll pay it, don't even worry about it. I'll take care of it and you just live there and then when y'all gone, I'll take it. And the funny part about it, it would have only been like 6 years. They died like 6 years later. And my dad said, no, I don't want the house anymore. He wouldn't sell it to my cousin that lived next door. He wouldn't my uncle didn't want it. He wanted the money for it. So they wound up selling the house for 60. Actually, they got like 52,000 for it. That's what they got for it. And split the money. The house right now is worth almost $1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have got it eventually for 30,000 basically.
Mm-hmm.
I would still been living there. Shoot.
That's the whole point right there, And you ask yourself, you still be living it to this day, and you wouldn't be paying rent where you at,
That's right.
and the house is already paid off.
Well, hopefully this is the last year I'm paying rent. Put that way.
Yeah.
I've got to make that decision anyway. Well,
Mhm.
I'm ready to. You see, my thing is I'm so convenient right here because of what I do.
Yeah.
That's what's keeping me here, but it's like I got to go hand them that $1,300 check today, you know.
Mhm.
But and still it's the cheapest in the area. If I bought a house right now, it'd be more than $1,300.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just time, but like I'm saying that even if you'd even live in that house and you were renting it out somebody else,
Hmm.
they could be paying for your apartment.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying about there's so many ways to use property. Even if you don't live in it yourself, it can generate income for you to live, wherever you want to be at.
Right. I'd love to move up to like a Beta or Folsom where
Mm-hmm.
there's nothing but like woods in the background and stuff like that, where I could go out and in my backyard, like where my daughter-in-law's parents live. You could walk out in the backyard and shoot your gun. It's perfect back there. They've got a
Mm-hmm.
wooded area and they've got a place where they shoot the guns back there.
Yeah,
They put up targets, everything. I would love to do that.
yeah,
You know, but
yeah,
but then it would depend on what I'm doing. If I'm fully retired, that would be a good thing. If
yeah,
I'm still doing pictures and I'm running around, I don't want to be that far out.
yeah. I get you.
So all
Yeah,
gonna depend on what the Marine Corps says, and like I said, they got the paperwork down with the proof. Now I'm just waiting for them to get with them and figure out what they're gonna do.
mm-hmm.
Now they've got all the paperwork in order, so
Mm-hmm.
I could get a call today. I get a call next week. I get a call in 6 months. Here's what they're
Yeah.
offering you. What do you want?
Mm-hmm.
Just shoot. If it's like I said, if it's 80% of what they say, I'm signing that shit quick.
You're gonna see Joe doing the Dave Chappelle move.
I'm gonna sign quick.
Yeah.
Show me the money. Yeah, because then I'm gonna uh, take my time and decide what I want to do with it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it happens before the middle of the year, so that I could go ahead and try to find what I want to move to. I may find me a piece of land that I can have somebody come do a container house for me. Because
No,
I
let's
like
move
those.
next door to Johnny. You be good.
I'd love to move next door to John, to be honest with you. We'd be in trouble. We get in trouble.
Well,
I know
I'm
we
just
would.
thinking all the advantages. I think you're gonna be able to see. You ain't never got to cook because you're gonna just go mosey around the corner
Oh,
and
I'm
go
gonna be
eat at
like
his
TJ.
daughter's
I'm gonna be
house.
bumming food. What you talking about?
Yep. And everything else. And you and Johnny probably be hanging out together so much that one of them houses is gonna be pretty much empty most of the time today.
Yeah,
Oh
that,
man.
that'd be a good. If I wasn't doing pictures all the time, that'd be a cool place to live. He's actually got
Mhm.
2 lots next to him that's open.
Is that
You know,
right?
yeah, he's got 2 lots next to him open. The one right next to him, he said the guy's never gonna sell.
Hmm.
I said he'll sell for the right amount.
Yeah, there's always that right amount for some people.
Yeah,
And then some people like this writing it off for tax purposes.
yeah, that's probably what he's doing.
They just sitting on it.
But I also like my independence here, where I'm just away from everybody. It's like that's why I would love to find a little place not that far up the road that's like almost country, but it has a little fishing pond. 'Cause they got them all around here where
Mm.
people have stuff for sale with fishing ponds.
Hmm.
I'd go out there and have a blast. At one property that I was looking at, and
Hmm.
I knew that it was I knew there was no way I was gonna get it because I knew the money wasn't gonna come in time. But
Yeah.
it wound up selling for like 368 or something like that.
Hmm.
And it had a fishing pond on there that was like almost an acre.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a beautiful. I went out there 3 times fishing, and every time I went out there fishing, I caught a bass.
Hmm.
But the water was low. when you when you turn that pump back on and get the spring water back in there, the well water
Mhm.
back in, and build it up, all it's gonna do is the fish are gonna breathe better, you know?
Yeah.
It was about 3 feet low from what it should have been.
Oh my God. Okay. Have you guys heard Elon Musk, SpaceX is going to merge with his private AI developer, the
Yeah.
xAI,
Hmm.
because SpaceX is going to offer an IPO this year.
Yeah.
And so it's projected to be worth up to 1.25 trillion as Musk hopes to develop data centers in space.
I was say you're
Wow.
gonna put data centers on the moon or Mars.
Well, if you think about it, if he was to put a data center
Wow.
on the moon that fixes your cooling issues, and if you have the solar,
Well, I don't doubt it will happen one day. I
I
don't know
don't
if in
think it's
our
going to
lifetime.
happen soon.
I don't know if it's gonna
No,
happen in our lifetime, but there's
I'm
always,
just like,
I believe the technology is there. It's just
I just,
now who's gonna foot the bill?
Yep.
I mean, he has crazy, wild ideas, and some of them pan out.
Mhm.
He is a, I mean, he is a future.
Mhm.
Mhm.
JD said his aunt sold a piece of property in Venice, Florida, a few years ago for $30,000. Wow.
I can't believe that cheap.
I'm thinking that, God darn.
That's like a price 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah,
It
what
might
was
have
that
been,
garage?
I was about to say, it couldn't be much bigger than the outhouse.
Hmm.
Maybe it was a beach changing hut.
Yeah. A tent. What you talking about?
So Mark,
My
I haven't
wife,
heard you speak much about Justin Rose's victory this weekend.
Yeah, that was a good win.
He walked away from the field, man.
Oh yeah,
I watched part of Saturdays and he was cooking. So all he had to do was just play average on Sunday.
yeah, he still shot 200 on Sunday to extend.
Yeah.
my wife got notification last year of a great aunt that none of them, I think they knew vaguely of, but when she died, had property in California that they sold, and they were going to sell and split profits, but they were tracking down survivors.
Hmm.
And it should have, her dad should have been one, but he's passed, so it went to the daughters. And so
Right.
been going back and forth, and they keep on sending letters after letters after letters of, okay, we need this information. Okay, well, we need this. And every time they send it, I'm like, the lawyers are, they figured out how much money is there. They keep on doing this paperwork so they can say, hey,
The
we're doing this
billable
paperwork.
hours.
It's all going to the lawyers.
Yeah,
It's not
billable
going to
hours.
anybody else. They're going to
Yeah.
eat up all that money, all that
Yeah.
inheritance. They're going to eat it all gone, and you end up with a little bit
I
of
got
nothing.
one of those deals. It's some company my dad uh went in, and I guess the company folded up and he only had like $1,000 invested in it. And this company who's been charged with, distributing the funds, keeps sending letters to the house. They've sent letters to me about wanting to, distribute these funds. And,
Mhm.
I told my dad about it, and this was his answer, Don. He said, well, they keep saying if you don't contact us, we'll have to give it to the state. My dad said, well, let them give it to the state. At least we know where it's at. But the state's gonna have to eventually do the same thing. And we ain't
Mhm.
gotta pay no billable hours to a lawyer or some little, clearinghouse for that. He said, let them turn them over to the state.
Yep.
Yep. I
And
I
the
keep on
state
laughing
eventually just send you a check.
they keep on sending saying, hey, we just have a couple more things. You just fill these out. You guys just all take care of this, and we good. And then
Hmm.
a month later, we'll get another letter that they need this information. It's like they could have asked for all this at once. No, they can't bill those hours if they get all the information that they
You got a
need.
point.
Yeah, yeah, that's all it is. They're just trying to get you a billable hours and stuff.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, you know where I'm at? I said, you turn over to the state of California, they'll send me a check eventually.
Well, I figure it's one of those things. It's just an act of futility. There was no actual will, therefore, a lawyer's got a hold of it, and they're just gonna eat it all
Oh,
gone.
so everything's in probate?
It's gonna be theirs. And they're gonna eat all of it gone.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what I said, it's especially probate, yeah, turn over to the state of California, and they'll be sending your wife a check probably in about another 10 years.
$1.86.
Yep, I figure it'll be like, we'll get a check, and it'll be like the check that Navin Johnson had to write at the end of The Jerk. $3.78.
Here's your share.
I see they're still looking for that Guthrie woman, 83 years old,
Hey, they said they found blood
in the
at the
house.
scene. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
scene.
And
What is
her
this?
pacemaker and her cell phone and wallet and everything were still there in the house.
The
Pacemaker.
pacemaker's on
I'm
her.
about to say this, Don, you'll probably get the joke, Paul and Joe might get upset, but I check with ICE activity in the area.
I'm not gonna flip you off this time.
I don't know who is this? What happened?
Savannah Guthrie, who's
Stop.
a NBC morning host on
Yeah,
their
on the
morning show.
news.
Her mother, 84 years old, lives in Tucson, Arizona. And they last time somebody saw her was Saturday.
Yeah,
And
Saturday.
she didn't make it to church on Sunday. So people call because regular routine, she's not there. So when they go to the house, they find that she's missing.
Yeah.
And now they're reporting that there's been signs of blood in the house, but none of her personal belongings are missing. Or like you say, her medication and cell phone, none of this is missing. So I'm saying that, and at first they thought she might have been abducted by somebody. And I'm like,
How's this, man?
who's been out abducting people out of their houses
Hearsay.
lately? I thought you'd get a little kick out of that, Joe.
Hearsay.
So I think if the front door wasn't kicked in, I can't blame, I can't put it on ice. They usually kick in doors and stuff and disrupt households, but because there is no known element in that area of that type of activity going on, according to local law enforcement. So it's not could be a cartel thing or whatever.
Yep, it could be illegal aliens. Yep.
It could be a number of things going on, but that has not been the pattern of their activities in that area. So
Well, she had a big house, and she had gardeners, and she had people that worked around her house. Could be anyone.
And since nothing was broken into, it's probably somebody she knew.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, Paul, very nice house, very nice. Almost like it remind me of Gene Hackman's house
Palatial.
that he
same
had in
thing.
Mexico.
Yep.
Very similar design. I was like, wow.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's just like Hackman, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be somebody they knew that she let in or something like this, and I don't know. They'll find out. They got a 1:30 news conference today.
Yeah.
They probably found her already, you know.
Well, I'm hoping they found her and is still good. I mean, at least alive. I put it like that because they said she needs her medication very desperately.
Yeah.
So there's no telling what adverse effect that could.
Well, and
upon
besides
her.
that, can you imagine her family, what they think?
Oh, I mean, like I say, you're not, that's another angle, Paul. You look at your daughter's on a national TV show.
Right.
Maybe it's a story that she covered, could have been somebody,
Yeah, it could be
whatever.
anything.
It ain't above people to go after family members to influence somebody else. So there's a lot of different things that could be at play here. But like you said, it could be somebody, like I said, Gardner, if she had a housekeeper, it could be anybody along that line, could be a suspect.
Yep. It's terrible. You tell
But
me.
I was thinking, I said, if I put that out there to stir the pot and see how many people get outraged, like I said, that I should be looked at.
Well, I see that they announced that all the ICE agents now are going to be wearing body cams,
Yeah, yeah.
which to me,
Stop.
That's a good thing.
I don't think that the average ICE person is a bad person, but why didn't they automatically already have body cams?
And you know what, Paul? Me coming from law enforcement, I thought they did already, because that's pretty much standard procedure
Yeah, I thought they did
nowadays,
too.
that everybody's wearing body cameras. I got guys who pick here in my city who pick up behind homeless encampments. They wear body cameras
Mhm.
Yep.
and
And I
stuff.
think it'll work out for the good. More transparency is good.
Yep.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to work out the way the anti-ICE people think it will.
It's
The
gonna
body
be
cameras for
detrimental to
police
that.
officers didn't work out. I mean, you catch a few of them behaving badly, but
Mhm.
most of the body cam footage that comes out justifies the
Right.
actions of the police officers that, in
Right.
fact, it would be in doubt. I think
Yeah.
it's good.
Well, just like Joe said, it's just more transparency all about. It allows us to, instead of all the speculation and
Yep.
people jumping on one side or the other automatically. Hey, like you said, there's
Oh, they
bad
still will.
actors.
It
They
is,
still
yeah.
will. Let's not
Well,
kid
like I
ourselves
say,
about
at
that.
least we have additional footage. Because like I tell people, just like in the last shooting, I didn't want to say a word about it until I was able to get as much of a 360 camera video that I could. Because shooting something, Don, shooting something from one position and one angle can only tell you one side of a story.
Yeah.
Right.
You need to turn around on the other side to see what happened from the back side to a third side to get a more complete picture of what transpired.
I mean, you can have someone come running at an officer with a knife, and they shoot them. But you have video, the body camera of them coming out with a knife, and somebody's gonna say they were just mentally ill. We should have gotten somebody in there to intervene. Like, well, at that point,
It's too late.
yeah, it's sad. It's a tragedy. If the person was mentally ill, that's fine, but that doesn't give them carte blanche to come at you with a knife.
And then the other side
So
of the
there are still the
story,
people that will say, well,
then the additional part of that story with that last shooting, the two agents were Hispanic.
oh, I don't know what shooting you're talking about. I was just talking about in general. I was just
Well, this
making
last
up.
one,
That's just
the
waking
two
up.
agents were Hispanic. One of them's been with Border Patrol since 2000, I think it was 16. The other one 2018 with another like Homeland Security. So they weren't actual ICE agents. They were brought in to help with ICE. And so they've had their training and they've been like 10 to 12 years experience.
Yeah.
So it's not somebody new off the street, somebody new to it. So that adds a lot to it also.
Yeah, having body cams is a good thing.
Yeah. Well, speaking too about new off the street, my son that's coming back now,
Yeah.
he's putting in for Jefferson Parish PD, but he got a phone call yesterday from his ex-girlfriend's best friend. Said, I heard you coming back. He said, yeah. He said, what about that friend you said that could get me a job? So the guy called him up and said, yeah, as soon as you get back, come on. I need help. Like that, he does HVAC.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to go help him with HVAC because he's got the experience with the crawl spaces and everything. So he said he's gonna come in like an apprentice, and he said he's got a job as soon as he walks in, comes back.
Okay.
So that
So he's
that's
not going to be a police officer anymore.
no, he's gonna put in for JP. If he gets JP, he's going there, Jefferson Parish. It's across the lake. That's a big organization, Sheriff's Department for Jefferson Parish.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
feel for
big.
him,
It's
man.
like that's like New Orleans PD, you know.
Yeah.
But he don't want to go to he get on at New Orleans. NOPD needs so many people right now that you go sign up real quick. But they give you an $800 uniform allowance. That's what he doesn't like, and you got to buy your own vest. So the vest's gonna be $1,600, you know, right off the bat. So he's 800 in the hole already, you know.
Yeah, but what's
So
the
it's like,
pay?
well, I don't know what the pay is, but he's still gonna be 800 in the hole without buying uniforms. And you got to buy uniforms.
New
Well,
So
Orleans used to be one of the lowest paid in the country. That's why they had so much corruption down there.
yeah.
'Cause a lot of
So
cops were doing work for other people, conflicting with their normal duties.
yeah, and Jefferson Parish supplies all of that stuff. You know, your initial vest, uniforms, and everything is taken care of. You know,
He didn't keep his vest from his other department.
no, the other department took his vest because they paid for it.
What?
Yep.
I still have my vest to this day, even though I wouldn't wear it for protection anymore, but it's sitting up in the rafters in my garage.
Yeah, they took the vest back.
Wow.
Yeah, you know, because he had it fitted for him. It was specially fitted for him.
That's why I say it don't make no sense to take it back when they're fitted to the
Right.
individual.
yeah.
Yeah, because I thought he was gonna keep it too.
Yeah.
Well, did he have a row with that department or something or?
Well, it was all over those accents he had,
Mm-hmm.
and that he turned a lieutenant in for racial comments,
Mm-hmm.
and he burnt a
Oh, he
bridge.
got labeled a troublemaker.
Yeah, like I say, he got blackballed. That's what it is. They just blackball him. So, like I say, every department is going to go back to your previous departments and talk to them. And all
Yep.
you got to do is somebody put the bad word on you, and nobody wants to inherit a problem child.
Well, the only bad word he's getting is from the chief. The chief will call somebody, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and the chief's about to retire, so he's fine. As soon as the chief retires, the next person in line, the deputy chief, loves Justin.
Yeah,
You
but
know,
then
so
you gotta wait. You gotta wait for that to
you
happen.
gotta get the chief out the way.
Yeah, so I'm that's what I'm saying. All it takes is one person in the command to put the bad word on you, and like I said, they'll throw those accidents on him because they're all documented. They say, yeah,
Right.
he was this and that. Besides, he kept crashing on units, and bam, nobody wants to inherit a problem child.
Yep.
That's how easy it is to get your career ruined in law enforcement.
Yep. So I
You get on
told
the
him, I said,
wrong, you
just
get on
come
the
back.
wrong side of somebody.
Because even Mandeville PD, which is one of the highest in the state, Mandeville
Mm-hmm.
will hire him in a heartbeat. And Eddie Vanison, one of the cops I know, is part of the training and everything. He said, yeah, Justin, I'll hire you. Just wait for the chief to retire.
Yeah.
He says, because you got all the credentials, you'd have the FTO, that's it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He said, you got everything you need. And he says, I knew you were a good cop. He said, I knew the accident's no big deal.
Yeah.
Because they were all minor things. It wasn't like you
Yeah.
crashed them, you know?
Yeah, well, like I said, every department holds different values on different things, but when somebody at the top of the command bad mouths you, that's something you can't run from.
Well, the accents wasn't the big thing. The big thing was, like I said, when he turned that lieutenant in to IA for racial shit,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then all of a sudden, then somebody else turned him in because he told another guy, he said, look, he was brand new. He said, if you got a problem with a body cam, let me know. I know where a place in the river we could throw him.
Mm-hmm.
And they went back and looked at his stuff, and he was missing 2 body cams that he said he lost.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And
Yeah.
they looked back around the time, and it was kind of controversial, so that they suspended him. And then all of a sudden, Justin has to resign because they're gonna put him back in IA and fire him. And then
Mm-hmm.
the day he resigns, the next day they're told, lieutenants coming back and everything else disappeared.
Mm.
So the lieutenant had something on the chief.
Yeah, well, like I said, once you get the wrong people on the wrong side of them, they especially they're in the command.
Right.
It's just like in the Marine Corps, like you said, that one guy remembers you from
No, you
flipping
remember
him
me
off
for
or cutting him
13
off
years, man.
10 years down the road.
Yeah, and you know, 13 years down the road.
Yeah, had nothing to do with your performance
No,
or
you right,
anything
got a
like that,
point.
but just that you're on the wrong side of him, and now he's sat in a position to dictate your career.
That's why I tell him, shut your mouth sometimes.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, man. Especially when you know what they're doing is wrong and what
Right.
you're saying is right. And you try to say, I'm trying to be a good person, do the right things. And like I tell some people, I say, sometimes not that you got to say the right things, but sometimes when you don't say nothing at all, it's just as bad.
Yeah, it's like
I say omissions, like you turn a blind eye to what's going on, and I say that makes you just as complicit as the ones who are actually doing stuff.
right. And the bad thing about the military, you got to be very careful when you burn your bridge because if it's during wartime, you might get shot in the back.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
You going on a mission and get shot in the back of the freaking head. Get rid of that problem.
Yeah.
Because you know as well as I know, that guy next to me in that foxhole better want to save my life
Hmm.
because I better want to save his.
Yeah.
It's like I know you would do this today if you drove up on a scene and you saw somebody beating the hell out of a cop. I bet you'd jump out and help.
Heck yeah. In a heartbeat. Wouldn't even think twice. And I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'd,
be
I'd
trying
be
to reach
out.
my
I'd
back
be out the
pocket
car.
for my
Hey,
phone to film it either.
Yeah.
hey, if I came up on scene and somebody was beating the hell out of a cop, I would jump in too. We would beat the shit out of that cop.
I knew you were gonna say that.
I thought Don was gonna say, and I have my phone out to film it.
There was an incident back about 2000. It had to be 2007 or 8. I had to take my daughter to an audition for some singing thing for the school, and we were coming back and cutting across the back parts of the city, and we came back through tall timbers in the back. And I got home. As I got home, there's police cars flying by me, and about 15, 20 minutes later, right after I got my daughter back at home and everything, they came on the news that in Tall Timbers there was a shooting. A guy had chased down his wife, had followed his wife, had just recently divorced, and he ran her off the road in Tall Timbers, the same road that I was on, right?
Mm,
Ran her off the road. She got out the car. He walked up, shot her with a shotgun, killed her. His kid, young kid, was on the other side of the car. He started running. He shot him.
hmm.
The two daughters were running down the street. He took a shot, hit one of the daughters, and she hit the ground. But it was very superficial, and the other one fell at the same time. And
Hmm.
they both laid there because he walked up there, both laid there like they were dead, so he wouldn't shoot them again.
Mm,
And he walked, got in his car, and left after he shot them all, right? And the neighbor across the street stood there, watched the whole thing.
hmm.
My daughter saw it on the news, and she said, "That's where we were, huh?" I said, "That's right." And she said, "Dad, what would have happened if you would have seen that?" I said, "That I told you, get down in the car." I said, "And I would have probably got out and started shooting him."
Hmm.
I said, because if he'd have got the first shot off, he wouldn't have got the second shot off if I'd have seen it.
Hmm.
I said, I wouldn't want you to see it. I said, I might have even told you to take off running down the road and don't look back. You know, block the road where she could run. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And say, just take off that way, keep running. Don't look back. I'll call you, I'll yell at you when I need you. And I mean, that haunted me for weeks that I was that close to that situation. And
Hmm.
I'd sit there and I'd just close my eyes and I'd rethink what happened and exactly where it was. I knew exactly where it was.
Mm.
You know, and it was like, God darn it.
It could have been just minutes apart that you came through and he came
It could have
through.
been less than minutes, could have been 30 seconds.
Yeah,
You know, because like I said, I was a minute from where it happened when the police cars started flying by.
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
said, what the hell happened? Because they were flying past me on the service road. They were flying up the causeway, getting to the other service road to come back. I mean, state police across the way, there was at least 4 state troopers that were coming out of their office.
mm,
You know, I said, what the hell happened? I thought it was something to do with a cop, you know?
yeah,
And we had it on the news within 5 minutes, somebody had reported it.
mm,
And Anthony Campo, like I said, I walked back into work as soon as it started happening, right? And Anthony said, "Man, what's all those cops doing?" I said, "I know they all flew by me like that." And he came across the radio, and he looked at me. I looked at him. I said, "I just came down that street." And he said the same thing to him. He looked at me. And he said, "You just came down Tower Temple?" I said, "Yeah, just did." And I said, and he looked at me and said, "Is your gun in the car?" I said, "Yeah." I mean, it was that man. Damn, you know.
yeah,
Because I knew I wouldn't have hesitated. I wouldn't even thought about it. The only thing I would have hesitated with was make sure that I got in a position to make sure my daughter could get out that car and run.
yeah,
And I'm gonna tell her, run straight down this street, hide. When you get down there, here, hide. You know. I mean, it was a terrible situation. The boy died. The mom died. The girl had a little superficial wound, and the other girl didn't have anything wrong. And they're adults now. You know, it's like they told a story a few months ago on the news about it, on the anniversary of it. And the daughters came out and told about it. Said, yeah, when he started chasing us down and shot, my sister hollered that she was hit, that she got shot. And when she fell, I fell. And he came up to us and pushed us with his foot. And
mm-hmm.
we didn't move. We didn't move. So he went and got his car and left.
Mm.
That's totally ridiculous.
He was highly
And,
upset, that's for sure.
oh yeah, it was nothing but rage. And when he got in the car and left, he had called her on a cell phone. When he got in the phone and left, he didn't hang up the cell phone. Her cell phone was still there, so they were able to
Mm,
ping the cell phone, and they followed him all the way to Mississippi.
mm,
They knew right where he was going to be,
right.
and they actually called him and said, "You need to give yourself up." And he did. He pulled over and said, "I'll be here waiting for y'all." It was crazy. I still drive down that road, and every time I drive down that road, I think about it.
Mm,
One night I was sitting there. It was right after it happened. I was sitting there, and like I said, it's something you relive, and you weren't even there, but you relive it, thinking about it, how close it was.
yeah,
And I sat there one day and I said, "Lord, why didn't you put me there?" You know, that's the one question that I love to know. Why wasn't I? Maybe it was because my daughter in the car. You know, yeah, I don't know. But like I said, if I saw something happening like that today and I was there, I wouldn't hesitate jumping into it.
all right, I'm
Paul
gonna jump
spending,
off here. I gotta go take care of some other stuff today, so
yeah, Paul
might
spending
pop in
money.
this afternoon.
Yep. Talk to you later.
All right.
See you, Jake.
So what are you guys thinking?
Yeah, it's probably time to shut down. Johnny wanted to go flying. Lady, it might be calling me. I got to go pay my rent.
You got to pay your rent?
Yeah, I got to pay my rent today.
You must
I always
pay the
pay it
rent.
on the 3rd.
You must pay the rent.
Yes.
Okay, we'll shut her down then.
Yep.
Okay, everybody. Hey, thanks for being here. We'll see you all again later today.
Yep,
Okay.
later.
See y'all.